Hey everybody, and welcome back to Pre-Law Talk. My name is Joshua Garlick, and I'll be your host. I'm a current BYU Idaho communications student who will soon be applying to law school. I've created this podcast in order to inform students about important topics such as the LSAT, the application process, law schools, and to give some advice. So today we're going to be talking about a little bit about experience before we move on to things like resumes and letters of recommendation, where you'll be able to see that experience that you've obtained reflected to the law schools that you are going to be applying to. So after your LSAT and your GPA, your experience is what will define you as an individual to the law school that you're applying to. And that will be made known through your resume, letters of recommendation, and interviews if you are called to be interviewed. Some frequently asked questions that I have about experience are, what kind of experience should I have before applying? Are there better majors to study as an undergrad that will help? And should I take classes to get a leg up in law school? All of these are great questions, so let's talk a little bit about this. All right. So what law schools are initially looking for through your experience is they want diversity, and they want to see your interest in their school and in their programs. So if we're looking at what you can do in school, the best advice that I can give you is don't worry about what major you choose. If you're planning on going into law, it doesn't matter what major you're coming from. So I'm a communications major. There's a lot of political science majors that go on to law school because they love the law and that's where they want to be. So just choose a major that you love, have fun with it. If it turns out that obviously if you're going to law school, hopefully you love the law, but find an area that you want to work in within the law. So before you get to law school, you might want to know, just what type of law, have an idea of what type of law you want to practice. Now, just because you have an idea doesn't mean that that's what you're going to be practicing, but it helps to have an idea to kind of get you there. As well as in school, you want to take opportunities to get involved. So if there are societies on your campus or groups that get together and benefit one another, such as the Pre-Law Society, you might want to get out, be a constant help within that society, become involved, help lead those societies so that you have something to put on your resume and something to talk about that you're passionate about, as well as other school functions. So if you want to get into activities that are done on campus or student support, if you're really into that, get involved on the campus that you're involved with. If you don't know much about law before law school, that's okay. In fact, there's a lot of law schools that will say that they prefer it that way because they like a clean slate. They like to be able to teach you from the ground up what exactly you'll need to know to be a successful lawyer. And sometimes it's hard whenever people come to law school having their heads already filled with what they believe is how the law system works. We'll talk a little bit about what you can do with work now. All right, so when you're, well, let me start out with this. It's more important to show that you have been working than what exactly you were working in. So whether you were working for a congressman with an internship there or something, or as a tutor on your local campus, it's more important to understand how the work that you have done has helped you to develop as a person and helped you gain skills and attributes that will be useful to you as a lawyer than what you were doing. So there is no magic internship or experience or volunteer work that will get you into law school. It's really just what experience do you have and how do you relate that experience that you have to law school and the importance that these law schools are looking at. So law schools want to be diverse. They want you to be interested in their programs. And if you have those things, then they will be interested in you. So make yourself stand out. Don't go with the flow. Try to find ways to have fun before law school. And don't get too set on which type of law you're going to go into, because that might change. So that's all I have for today. Next time, I'm planning on speaking about resumes so we can put this experience down on paper, and we'll talk a little bit about how that should work and give you some tips there. So thank you for sticking around. This has been Pre-Law Talk. Talk to you guys next time. Special shout out to bensounds.com. Thank you, Ben Sounds, for all this free royalty-free music. Bye.